I'm on the road to recovery in Castle Rock, Colorado. Live from Millville, New Jersey, I'm on the road to recovery. We're on the road to recovery in Morgantown, West Virginia at Mountaineer Field. And live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I'm on the road to recovery. Here I am on the road to recovery from Berlin, Maryland. Hey, from Caseville, Michigan, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm on the road to recovery at Ann Arbor, University of Michigan. On the road to recovery down in South Florida, we had a chance to sit down with a girl named Lisa Marie, who shows us that no matter how life knocks you down, you can get back up. Talk show host at recoveryradio.fm. Lisa Marie has a story I'll never forget. She inspires me as she's inspiring others. On the road to recovery, South Florida with Lisa Marie.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm an addict. My clean date is July 7th, 2015. Right here, right now, what I want to talk about is the fact that in 1992 I was diagnosed with HIV. A lot of people out there still feel ashamed of it, and I get it. It's still a stigma, but it doesn't have to be. Throughout my whole addiction, I was ashamed. I refused to take medication because by taking medication, it was right in front of me. I had to deal with it. It wasn't until I started doing my recovery business, all my steps, actually sitting my ass down and listening, that it occurred to me that if I was loving myself as much as I thought I was, that I might want to take care of my health. In the meantime, I also found out I had hepatitis. Now, there is a cure out there for hepatitis called Harvoni. I could not be on Harvoni until my HIV was absolutely undetectable. So through work, through talking to my sponsor, through actually listening, I started taking my medication. I now start taking Harvoni in a couple weeks, and it's a cure for the hepatitis C. I'm still alive. I found out September 9th of 1992 that I was carrying HIV. My son was almost 9 months old. Back in those days, you had to wait 2 weeks to find out your results. And those were the worst 2 weeks of my life. I literally thought that I had murdered my own child, and I didn't know what to do with it. I lost my child in recovery to my mother because of my addiction. And when I stayed around and waited for my miracle to absolutely happen, that I realized that I was more than my drugs. I was more than my HIV, and more than my alcohol. My recovery, I cannot tell you exactly when I became an alcoholic, when I became an addict. I heard something just today that said, always had to be in the middle of everything. I always had to be a cheerleader. I always had to be the one to make my parents laugh. I was always daddy's little girl. Didn't matter, I had to be the center of attention. And I didn't realize that that was the beginning of my alcoholism until I came into recovery. I started late. I drank now and then, a couple times when I was a teenager. I got pregnant. I got married to my high school sweetheart. I went out a couple times, got drunk, did cocaine, and that was all she wrote. I was one of those people that could drink for days or do cocaine for days on it and then not do it for a couple more years. And I did that for 30 years. Through this, I lost my daughter to her father, lost my son to my mother 20 years later, got my son back and lost him again. My life is beyond my wildest dreams right now. I think that I'm not really sure what happened. You know, they say that you don't know when you cross that line when you get into recovery. You don't know when you cross that line. I didn't know when I crossed that line where there was no turning back. All I know is that I just celebrated 2 years. I know that I sat still. I know that somewhere along the way, something hit me that made me know that I absolutely belonged right where I was. And I know I used to hear this all the time. If you can get sober, or if I can get sober, I can get clean, you can get clean. Well, it's the truth. right now, little things don't bother me anymore. I'm like, it's like before it was, oh well, I'll just drink. Now it's, oh well, it's gonna be okay, no matter what. I can get through anything. It doesn't mean, like, for instance, when I first started getting clean this time, I wasn't allowed to keep my bird. And I was scared to death, and everyone just said, just trust the process, or it'll be okay. And by being okay, I thought they meant you'll get her back, you'll get her back. In my head, it was like, I'll get her back right away. And that wasn't the case. I laugh a lot of things off, but I have a toolbox that I use now, and I never want to go back. My tools are my people, my prayer, my people, my prayer, my steps, and my honesty. Honesty is, you have to, especially with yourself, and that's something I had to learn too. So, and then this is Princess. Princess is my third attempt at being a mom, and so far so good. She's been a big part. We met each other in a halfway house called Faith House. Her and I became very quick friends. The halfway house didn't like it too much because she couldn't stand to be away from me, so she would scream. So on my way out, she got to come with me. And she's a miracle that I got in recovery. The best thing I love about my recovery is my awareness, my thinking. My awareness, my thinking is just, I don't know. I can't even explain it. Not getting angry all the time is a bonus. Not being jealous is a bonus. Not judging people, not wondering what this person's doing, what that, not who cares. I care about me. I keep myself clean, and I do that so that I feel good. When I help other people, I feel good, and I really believe that's my purpose these days, for women, for men, for children, for whoever wants to listen. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. It just doesn't.
From South Florida, I'm Michael De Leon. We're on the road to recovery, and we'll see you on the next episode.